All right, you do have open notes test on Tuesday. So the more detailed you take, the better off you have using this for that quiz. Oh my gosh. It was Sam's reaction with his eyes rolling. All right, so Eben decided he wants to teach class today, so why not? So if he can teach it, he knows it.
Didn't I get the highest grade?
No, you didn't.
Technically not the highest grade. I think 1 or 2 people outscored you.
In this class?
In this class, I'm sorry. All right, so in this figure, we're looking for the pairs that are vertical to each other and then all the measurements. All right, Eben?
Okay. So, the pairs, like fruit.
Fruit. Son. Are you recording?
So, the pairs are A and C and B and D. And if you're wondering, why is that? The angles are congruent, which means that they mirror each other. So that means 47% for A is also 47% for C. But for B and D, it's unknown, so that's X. You have to find what's X, and it's supplementary.
All right, so B is supplementary to which one?
D.
No, B is vertical to D.
No. B is supplementary to A.
All right, B is supplementary to A, so how's that going to get you your answer?
You have to X plus A equals 180.
So X plus your 47 equals the 180. All right.
Subtract 47 from 180. You have X equals to 133.
So B is 133 degrees. Okay.
That means D is also 133 degrees if they're also congruent.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Very good. All right. Next question. What is it about vertical angles that we need to keep in mind?
They're congruent.
They are congruent. And why does that help us on this one?
Because we have to find the measure of M. And they're both are vertical, which makes them congruent. And the answer is 42 degrees for M.
Okay, they're vertical, so they're congruent. So the measure of M is 142. Very good. All right, defining the angles and giving a drawing.
I can do this. Can I do this?
Let's pass the baton to Keelan.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, Keelan. Define the following types of angles and draw an example of each.
Say, you said draw an example. I need to draw it.
Okay, you want to draw it?
Yeah.
Don't let your hand touch anything. Just the
So
pen.
how do you be writing? Like,
You just write.
I'm left-handed. I can't do. Anyways, so the acute angle that's less than 90 degrees. That's perfect.
That's a little angle.
Ew, why your stuff is So then, right angle, that's exactly 90 degrees, like that, close enough. How do you write like this? Good enough. No, obtuse angle is it's more than 90 degrees, but less than 180 degrees. Like that.
Good.
And the straight angle is 180 degrees, like that. That is perfection.
That's very good. He is correct. Acute is between 0 and 90. Right is exactly 90, and he drew the box in the corner. Obtuse is between 90 and 180, and straight is 180.
How do you write like that? That was so hard.
Lots of training.
I think you can actually.
All right. Perimeter and area of the triangle below.
Okay. So
Start with perimeter. How do you find perimeter?
you have to add all sides together.
So perimeter is addition. All right. What sides are you adding for perimeter?
I'm adding 15 plus 15 plus 18.
Okay. And your perimeter is
48
48
degrees.
inches. The bottom has a little note that those little quotations refer to inches. Okay. How about the area
You multiply.
of the triangle?
So the area formula of a triangle is base times height divided by 2.
All right, base times height divided by 2. What do we have to look for when we're finding base and height?
Oh, you have to. Right angle.
Very good. Yeah, but base and height for triangles, trapezoids, and parallelograms, those types, you do need to look for the right angle. Okay, that's really important because think about when you measure your height at the doctor's office, you're standing straight up and down, right? To the floor. The floor is your base. You're not leaning sideways to get your height. So the height and base have to meet at a 90-degree angle.
My doctor said I was 5'1" when I went to the
All right,
doctor's office.
fill in the formula. What are we going to do?
So you want to multiply 12 and 18, which equals to, then divided by 2. And 12 times 18 equals to 216.
Mm-hmm.
Divided by 2 equals to 118. The area is 108 degrees.
108 inches
I keep
squared.
Squared, yes.
Very good.
Square students.
Okay, how many pairs of rectangles make up the prism, Sam, would you say?
3.
There is 3 pairs. We're bringing this up because the next question talks about surface area. The 3 pairs, you have a top and a bottom, and they're going to be exactly the same. You are going to have a left and a right side, and they are completely the same. But then you also have a front and a back, and those are exactly the same. But we're looking at that because when we find surface area on the next one, which is the same picture, which means we have to find the area of all the shapes that make it up. So we're going to find the area of 6 rectangles. But if you notice, they're in pairs, so if we find the area of 3 of them and double it, we'll be fine. So finding the surface area, we're going to look at the pairs. So let's start with the front and the back. And when we look at the front one, which numbers are lying on what's been highlighted in pink? The 12 and the 8. So the 12 and the 8 is what we would use to find the area of that front. And 12 times 8 is 96, but that's just the front. We also have an identical back. So we need to double that. And 96 times 2 is? You don't know? You got a calculator.
192.
192. So 192 is the area of the front and the back. So we're going to go to our next pair. We have the top and the bottom. We'll do those in red. So we have the top and the bottom. What 2 numbers lie on just the top and the bottom that are highlighted in red?
6 and 8.
6 and 8. So if we do 6 times 8,
Why you got both of them in groups?
because I did.
Okay.
6 times 8 is 48. That's just the area of one of them. We're going to double it. 48 times 2.
96.
And 96 is the area of the top and the bottom. And we want to do this one last time because we have 3 pairs. And now we want to do the left and the right. And we'll do that in purple.
Percolate.
So you have your left.
Haven't you already done that for pink?
The pink was the front and the back. It starts to overlap after a while. So you just kind of have to focus. If you're looking at the left and the right, what numbers lie on the left?
6 and 12.
The 6 and the 12. So those are the numbers we're going to need for the area. 72 is just one of them. I want left and right. So we're going to double it. And 144 is the area of the left and the right. Surface area combines all 6 sides.
So you gotta
Add the 3 that are in the rectangle that we found. So our surface area, front and back, plus top and bottom, plus left and right. Keelan?
432.
432 centimeters squared, because it's a type of area. All right, volume of the image below. What is the image?
A rectangular prism.
Rectangular prism. What do we know about just the basic volume formula for a rectangular prism?
Length times width times height.
Length times width times height.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the height.
Yeah. Volume wants to fill it up, so we're going to use all 3 measurements. Times, that is not a 6, that is a 5.
Oh wow.
9 times 5 times 7. Finish it up even.
Okay. Ooh. This is the one calculator. 9 times 5 equals to 45. Times that by 7, and you have 315 centimeters. No, cubic inches.
Cubed. Centimeters cubed, because it's 3-dimensional volume. So the volume of a rectangular prism, length times width times height. Multiply your 3 dimensions. All right, perimeter and area of a trapezoid. Let's start with perimeter. That seems to be the easiest, because how do we find perimeter?
Oh, I just add all sides.
Okay, add all the sides. So what are the sides?
8, 16, 14, and 13.
And what's your perimeter?
51.
Millimeters.
Turn off your phone, Keelan.
Okay. Let's go to the area. Trapezoid area will not be on any reference sheet. You will have to know this one. Can anybody recall the formula?
What?
Go for it, even.
1/2 area equals to 1/2 height, parentheses, base 1 plus base 2.
Very good. And which of these are the bases?
8 and 14.
All right, the 8 and the 14 are the bases. The 2 parallel sides are your bases. What's your height?
12.
And we look for the right angle to find the height. So 1/2 times 12 times 8 plus 14.
Okay, so you want to do 8 plus 14. That equals to 22. Multiply that by 12.
Well, what's half of 12?
Oh, 6.
So 6 times 22.
I'm going to do a little mental math. 132
Millimeters
squared.
squared. Very good. All right, next page.
False.
Who said false? Monica, why do you say it's false?
Because the triangle is 180.
Good. It is false because triangles have to have a sum of 180 degrees. That is very true. Okay, the next one. A and B are complementary. What does that tell you?
They're equal to 90 degrees.
Okay, if A and B are complementary, A plus B is equal to 90. All right? What's A?
A is 10x.
Okay, A is 10x plus B, which is 40, and that has to equal 90. Anytime we see the phrase What is the value of something of a variable? You need an equation. You absolutely need to focus in on equations when you're finding the value of any variable. How would we solve this one? Keelan?
Well, you gotta subtract 90 by 40 first, and that gives you 10x plus 50
10x equals 50.
equals 50. And then you gotta divide both of them by 10, and then that'll give you 5. So x equals 5.
Very good. X equals 5. Well explained. Find the missing angle in the triangle below. What do we know about the triangles, Malik?
All triangles equal 180.
Very good. All triangles equal 180. So all of these have to add up to 180 degrees. That is absolutely key here. Sam?
You do 100 plus 32, and then you could subtract that from 132 minus, or whatever.
Correct. Add what you've got, and then take it from 180. So, Sam, what's the answer?
48.
48 degrees. Very good.
You won.
Unique versus not unique. What makes a unique triangle?
It can only make one triangle.
It can only make one triangle. What information do we have to have in order to identify only one specific triangle?
It can either add up to 180 or it has to.
Greater than the big length.
The length. It's the side lengths. Your side lengths will determine whether or not you have a unique triangle. What determines the not unique?
Less than 180.
That's the angles that add up to 180 determine a not unique triangle. That's many triangles. I mean, all triangles have 180 degrees. Not all triangles have the same perimeter. So side lengths are very specific. The first one, are we given side lengths or angles? Sides. How do we prove side length, Sam?
The two smallest add up to equal over, is it greater than the biggest one?
Good. The two smallest add up to be greater than the biggest one. So will this create a triangle?
Yes.
Yes. Where would I place it?
Unique.
As unique. As the 3 plus the 7 is greater than the other large side. How about the second one? What are we given? The angles. And what is it about the angles that we have to focus on?
They add up to equal 180.
Do they add up to equal 180? So we need to add up the three angles. They don't. So where would we place this?
Impossible.
It is impossible because what's the sum?
190.
190. So the 85 plus the 25 plus the 80 was 190. That is impossible. Okay, how about the next one? 6, 12, and 18. Malik? Why is it impossible? Very good. When you add the two smallest up, it was not greater than the other one. It was equal to the other one. It can't be equal. It must be greater. Eben, how about the last one?
Sure. We have angles, and they equal up to 180, which makes them not unique.
Very good.
6 times 3 is 18.
60 plus 60 plus 60 is 180. It is a triangle, but since it's angles, it's a not unique triangle.